Hi, I'm Jordan Hickam, and my project is interactive video conferencing. What is an interactive video conference? It's a way to communicate face-to-face through technology without having to travel. It uses video cameras and microphones so that the users are able to see and hear the person on the other side. The video and sound becomes digitalized and is sent through computer networks via high-speed internet, which is the most commonly used source, or satellite, which can be used, but it's very expensive. There are a few popular providers, such as Intercall, WebEx, GoToMeeting, Centrix, and Links Online. There are different types of interactive video conferencing in education. We have site-to-site, when one teacher sits behind a desk and teaches the students who are sitting behind desks located in another geographical region. There are teachers in a studio teaching students who are grouped elsewhere. We also have multi-site to site. Teachers teach just to many students at many sites while being at one location. Okay, and then we're going to watch a short clip on education of the future.
When recording a lecture.
1 second. All right.
Technology is changing higher education, and it is changing absolutely at an unbelievable pace. Any device that connects to the internet allows you to actually connect with a class, communicate with the class, and I think that's a key change in technology that we've seen in recent years. Video is really changing the way we communicate, where we don't have to necessarily be physically present anymore. If we have high-speed wireless and a connected device, we can take part in the classroom. Video, in terms of student engagement, is really important because we're noticing in online learning environments, when we're dealing with just text-based application, text-based communication, that we're losing a lot of students in engagement. So what we need to do is incorporate video technology, which allows you to emotionally connect with the speaker. Being able to see who you're communicating with as an instructor is really important. You can tell the person on the other end is engaged, taking notes, taking you seriously, really being thoughtful. Now we're integrating cameras in our classrooms more and more because it's not that expensive anymore. So what we're thinking about now is when we're designing our new classrooms is, okay, where's the mic going to go? Where's the camera going to go? People didn't think about this a while ago. The classroom of the future has the ability to connect with people outside of the room. It's not just a box anymore. Now it's a transparent box, if you will, where you can bring people in, you can communicate with people in different countries and different environments. The time is coming when recording a lecture and bringing in people from outside and having a student who's ill still attend class. I mean, that time is here.
Okay. So we're going to move on to the most common methods that they use in education. They use desktop units to do these interactive voice conferencings. The best for desktop units is one-to-one or small groups. And then the rollabout units are great for the entire classroom, like we just watched in the video just a minute ago. They can be permanently fixated. Many times they're put on a cart and can be moved around from location to location, and it's typically comprised of 1 to 2 monitors and a camera. Now, it may include an audio system with an echo canceller and an audio suppressor. And out of the 2 unit types, the rollabout units are the most expensive of the setups for sure. There are a few benefits. I mean, it is cheaper. It's very easily accessible. It saves time. And with technology such as the cell phone, it can take place at any time in any location as long as you have good high-speed internet. And it can allow for more diversity in educators. Some of the issues would be, your internet goes down, it crashes, you have connectivity issues. You might lose some of the interest in the students if your lessons are being taught all online like we just saw in the video. because they might view it like TV and be very passive and not very interactive. And then the scalability. If you're trying to teach an entire class on the desktop for one person, it's kind of an issue. So you need to have your video interactive conference at the right and accurate scale. Well, work. Okay, sorry. What are some of the rules for proper net etiquette? You need to be aware that you are live on camera. Your behavior should reflect real-life actions. Like your classroom rules and guidelines, they should follow those. They need to allow for opportunities for others to speak. You need to be self-conscious of your tone and facial expressions. You need to be willing to share your knowledge, be professional, be considerate of the context, and be understanding of errors. Don't hold it against somebody. There are a few different ways that you can use interactive video conferencing in schools. You can do interviews, mostly between, administrators and staff, where they can occur without travel expenses and you can receive your results quicker. You can have the educators, much like in our video that we watched earlier. The students have access to teachers that may not be available at their location, such as, foreign languages, AP classes, college level basics like your math, your history, your science, English, and other such subjects. And your entire course is done via internet. You're able to maintain parent and guardian relationships. Many times parents and guardians have busy schedules and they cannot meet up. So, if you have your video conferencing, you can get in touch with those parents outside of school hours, still have your face-to-face conversation, and, you really show how much you care for that child and want the best for them. It also can be very beneficial to stay in touch with students, like you have your ISS kids who have long-term illnesses, things like the rodeo team. Because students might have questions on projects, but with lengthy absences, it's harder to understand what is expected. I have a little brother whose best friend was on the rodeo team, and many times he'd be gone for about a week, so he wouldn't always know everything that's going on. So if you had somebody to hey, I'm having difficulties with this, can you explain it? It'd be very beneficial for them to have that kind of communication with you and be able to see face to face what's going on and explain it very easily. I'm going to be an art teacher, so this is very beneficial to me. It would be the artist talk, which allows students to speak openly with the artist. Students can experience seeing art without the expense of going to a museum. The school doesn't have to pay for near the expense to bring in an artist because there is no travel, food, or housing required for the artist to be brought in. It's accessible to all the students, and that allows the students to experience more cultural diversity. We can use it to network with other schools. Teachers can talk with other teachers through multi-party interactive video conferencing. You can discuss the problems that you might have in your schools and you're in search of a solution. So you might want to talk with many teachers at once to get that experienced teacher's knowledge as to how to find this correct solution. You can discuss new technologies that are being used. Maybe discuss new finds, like a very fun project that students really loved that's really got them going and wanting to learn more about some subjects. And then my favorite would be students are able to interact with each other and do collaborative assignments. So in my town, there's Monticello and True Central. Well, if you do the interactive video conference between Monticello students and True Central students, we can discuss maybe a plan for a town mural and have it all together instead of it just being a Monticello kids or your True Central kids. It's all of Monticello getting together to do one assignment. So I like that aspect of it. Then you have virtual field trips. Yes, I know virtual field trips have been around for a while, but here recently they have it to where you can do interactive video conferences during those virtual field trips. These virtual field trips don't happen all that often, and field trips don't happen all that often in classrooms anymore, but because of expenses, but because these are the virtual field trips, they are a lot cheaper way to achieve the same experience. And you're not rushed like you are on a field trip in the virtual field trip, so you're not as rushed. You can really look and observe the details while being able to ask them questions to the employee. And there are several examples, like you can museums, botanical gardens, science institutes, or cultural centers. And we're going to watch a video at, I believe it's a museum. One second. Yes, it's a museum of natural history.
Interactive Video Conference connects your students live with a museum educator who will guide you through an hour-long STEM-based science adventure. These programs highlight museum collections and research, and Ohio's learning standards, while saving you the time and cost of student transportation. Many lessons include real specimens sent to you in advance, turning your classroom into a museum research laboratory. You will receive a teacher's guide for every program that you schedule. The guide includes student worksheets for the program, learning objectives, connections to standards, vocabulary, and suggested extension activities. What do you need in your classroom? A computer connected to the internet, webcam, speakers, and a way to project out an image big enough for your entire class to see it. How do you know it's going to work? We'll schedule a test connection with you prior to your program. If you have technical support at your school, we're happy to work with them. Virtual field trips connect you live to our museum scientists in their research areas, and we can also stream walking tours of the entire museum. You can type us questions via the chat feature or send us questions prior to your tour. The best part of our virtual field trips is they allow unlimited participants. If you book a tour, you may invite your entire grade or even the whole school to join in.
Alright. Okay, so let me downsize this real quick. Alright, and then these are my bibliography.